Hey everyone, Matt here with Reach Your Summit. I just wanted to put together a quick video for you showing you a new shoe that I started using this winter. That shoe is the Altra Lone Peak 4.0 RSM Mid. This shoe utilizes event technology, so it has a waterproof, breathable shell to it. I tend to be very skeptical when it comes to waterproof, breathable materials. But this shoe has kept my feet relatively dry in the wintry conditions that I've used it in so far. It also allows my feet to breathe pretty well. So I found it to be very comfortable. The trips I've used it in so far, one trip had very wet, heavy, dense snow, and I found it to be very comfortable. My feet did get a little cold. When I got to camp and I took the shoes off, my feet were still very dry, so the cold that I felt was from the snow sitting around the outside of the shoe. It's a very thin fabric that this shoe is using, so you can always double up with socks if you wanted to, or wear a thicker wool sock. But when I'm moving, I found that I was very comfortable. The other conditions that I've used it in have been ice and very dry, fluffy snow. So I didn't have to worry about anything too much as far as that penetrating through the fabric. Now I personally won't use a shoe like this for 3-season trips, and I just jumped on the Altra train recently, so I enjoyed these so much that I picked up the Lone Peak 4.0 low non-waterproof shoes, and I'm looking forward to using these on my 3-season trips once the conditions change from the winter time. Before these shoes, I've been using the Salomon S-Lab Ultras and the La Sportiva Bushidos, which I had about 650 miles on the Bushidos. So I'm looking forward to seeing how both of these hold up with long-term use. If you have the Lone Peak 4.0s or the 3.5s, this shoe doesn't stray too far from that. You still get the zero drop, which is something that I really love. I love having that natural feel when I'm on terrain. I feel very stable. I feel very confident in each step. I haven't had to use micro spikes or snowshoes with these shoes yet. I was even up at the top of Mount Greylock where the whole entire summit was covered in ice, and I was still able to bare boot with these comfortably, and I had spikes in my pack in case I needed it, but I feel that with having more of my weight where it should be in each step and having the zero drop helps me with a little more stability and a little more comfort when I'm walking. The shoe also has the 4-point gator trap that the Lone Peak 4.0 has. For winter time and for snow, I actually use a low-cut outdoor research gator for the winter time because my shell keeps a lot of the snow out, and I just have that gator wrap around the outside of my pant. I find it to work very well with keeping snow out of my footwear. For 3-season trips, I can go with a Dirty Girl or an Ultra Gator, or I can go gatorless if I want to. So it's a matter of preference and the time of year and location of my trip. You still get the foot-shaped toe box in these shoes as well, and I find that to give me a lot of room and space when I'm out on the trail for a longer day. When my feet swell, I like having the extra room. It gives me a little more movement and comfort rather than having my feet feel crammed inside of the shoe. I wear a 10.5 shoe overall, and for these shoes I wear a 10.5 also. Same thing with the Lone Peak 4.0s that are non-waterproof. I wear them in a 10.5. The stack height on these is 25 millimeters, so you still get a good amount of cushion inside of the shoe. It also has a stone guard that is in here, so you don't feel the rocks that you're stepping on or jagged ice that you're stepping on as much as you would with something that's a little bit thinner. And I find them to be very comfortable when I'm stepping on terrain like that. So the midsole uses a dual layer EVA. and it also uses the A-bound technology along with that stone guard. So the shoe uses the same DuraTread rubber and the trail claw system that the regular Lone Peaks use. So I personally find that the trail claw works pretty well when I step. It gives me a little more traction when I'm stepping off of the shoe, and that helps with giving me that confidence and stability and support where I need it. I've used these shoes up in the White Mountains in New Hampshire, on the Appalachian Trail up in Massachusetts, and on portions of the New England National Scenic Trail so far. And it's performed very well. I haven't had any durability issues with it yet. I find you don't get a huge amount of ankle support like you would with a regular hiking boot or a hiking shoe, but you get a little bit of support, and I really appreciate that personally because I like having a more natural roll and a natural feel in my ankle. It allows for better stability and movement, and I don't feel really locked in. So having the little bit around my ankle is nice to have, especially in the winter time with having a higher cut on this particular shoe. It gives me a little more protection from the elements, and that's all I'm typically looking for. I don't really want my ankle to be locked in completely. So these shoes come in at $160, and the weight for mine together is around 25 ounces. That's really good for a shoe that's going to give you some waterproof, breathable technology. So that's all I have so far. Definitely looking forward to using these a bit more. We have a couple of major snowstorms that are going to be coming through New England where I am in the next couple of days. So really looking forward to getting out more with these before springtime comes. And then when it does transition to spring and summer and fall, I'm going to be putting some more miles on these Lone Peaks. I only have about 25 miles with these so far. So with wearing both of these, I can see why people love the Ultras so much, and I wish that I had tried them out a little sooner, but I didn't find them to feel as comfortable with my feet and the previous generations. So that's what led me to wearing some other footwear. But I found these to fit more comfortably than previous generations, and so I'm really happy that I have been able to try these out. I'm looking forward to putting a lot more mileage on these and the other ones in the 3-season conditions. They're comfortable right out of the box. As far as the cushioning and durability goes, we'll just have to see as I get more mileage in them. But these have been a treat to wear. The trips that I have used it on so far, I haven't felt any fatigue at the end of the day after hiking in them. Felt very comfortable. When transitioning to these and the low Lone Peaks from something that had a 6mm heel to toe drop or 8mm heel to toe drop, the zero drop, it didn't take me too much to get adjusted to, just because I had been wearing lower trail runners throughout a lot of my long distance backpacking trips, rather than wearing a really heavy duty hiking boot or shoe. I still transitioned with rotating between these and my other footwear that I typically wear every other day until I got comfortable with it, and within a couple of weeks I felt very comfortable with wearing these throughout the whole day and wearing them on longer duration trips. So that's all I have so far. I just wanted to show you these a little bit more up close, and if you have any questions on them, or if you have any questions on any other gear, you can leave any of that in a comment below this video, or get in touch with me at reachyoursummit.net. I'm always adding new content to this page, so hit the subscribe button if you found this helpful and if you'd like to see more videos in the future. Thanks for doing so. Thanks for your comments, questions, and for watching, and I'll see you on the trail.